Hello. Oh, hey, Jen. Well, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready for Serpentbird Activation show right now. Your house is on fire? What? No way. Girlfriend, I know. It's been so hot in here. Okay, hold on. Just deep breaths. Count to 3. I'm going to send you some Reiki. And your house, they're on their way? Awesome. I got to go. Grandma's on the other line. Thank you. Bye. Hello? Yes, I've been trying to get a hold of Grandma. Thank you for patching me through Galactic Council. Yes. You know, Grandma, everyone wants to curse my love life. The Light Warriors are the ones that everyone's been waiting for. Why they gotta hate? You know, these Denver, Colorado streets. Women gotta dress like a man to go to work. Dress down, they say. Get so beat down, hustling for the dollar that they don't even realize that they're turning into a man. But today, Grandma, I put on my red dress for all the people, all those souls that have gone missing and murdered. Yeah, Grandma, let's pray. It's getting hot in here. Well, come on in, Gabe. Your point is already going on.
All right. My papers? You
Yes.
requested?
Thank you. Thank goodness for these astrology papers.
Yeah. And I brought my painting as well. Thank you for having me.
Fabulous! You're
Can we put
welcome.
it up here?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, based on your current astrology today, your vertex is in the 10th house. Did you know that?
No, what does that mean?
So the vertex is your destiny point. And the vertex today is sitting on top of the 10th house, which means this show, Serpentbird Activation, our conversation, and your amazing oil paintings are going to go up into the stars and make such a huge impact that they're going to reverse all of the black holes.
All of them. I like that idea. There's a lot. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah.
So, what do you do when things get fierce?
When things get fierce with me, fierce as in what I'm around or fierce within myself? It's two different answers there.
Let's start with fierce within yourself.
Fierce within myself, what do I do? Oh, usually I try to, I'll be honest, I smoke weed to not let it be so fierce inside of me. So I find that it's, for me, it's a little self-medication that if my internal state gets too wound up and it's more than I want to sit with, yeah, weed is a great kind of medicine for people like me, like ADHD, hyperactive kind of stuff inside of them. It calms us down. So that fierce, that's the only time I fear fierce is like when my body isn't like unsettled inside. Otherwise, I don't normally feel fierce myself. Um, I would say, yeah. But fierce around other things, like externally, it's a different reaction too, right? It's like more avoidant, more like, okay, I'm gonna go away from this situation.
And this is an open ended question.
Yeah.
Fierce, like passionate fierce.
Mm.
Tell us about that.
Passionate fierce. Passionate fierce as in that's it. That's a kind of a loaded question, right? Passionate fierce. Is that passionate fierce towards a person or a passion? This. Yeah. Um to say the word fierce in that's something that you're fiercely going against what society can tell you what to do, what you should do, or even what you feel influenced to do. Because I think that you have to have a fierceness in the creative spirit in order to create art in general, because there's so many other external factors that would sway you in one way or another, just distracting you from creating art, right? You have to have a fierce kind of mindset just to stay within that kind of creative bubble, you know, because I think like that book, The Fear of Art, The Fierce of Art, Fear and Art. What is it called? Yeah, it's called Fear and Art, or it was like, or it was the War of Art. It said like you have to actually keep yourself in that creative space so that like the more you're there, the more the muses will actually pay attention to you, right? So like you have to have a
It's very
fierceness
true.
of of like fighting against your other urges, fighting against what the all these other responsibilities, and really carving out time for yourself in a fierce way that is protecting your creative energy.
I totally am experiencing that in this immediate environment for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let's go back to the charts. I see why you've come here today to experience the Piscean realm. And the Piscean realm is the dream time. The Piscean world is very psychedelic and all these planes kind of melt into one another as well as spiritual expansion. And so maybe you could tell me a little bit more about your different art pieces and how you have delved in to the Piscean realm through your painting.
Oh, that's where I just stay. Yeah. Yeah. I for me that's one of the most beautiful places to be in art, right? Because you're not just representing something in the exterior world, like you're finding a way to voice your interior world in a place that's from a place that's unseen. Because like there's a Tennessee Williams quote that's we're all trapped to solitary confinement within our own skins. Unless you are a creative, and then you get to actually show what's inside. But a lot of people don't get to feel like they can truly express themselves. And art has this place of being able to represent our inner states. So you have to be in a state of Pisces, dreamlike, psychedelic to reach that because you have to be more open with yourself to even cut through the natural kind of boundaries between you and your deeper self, your subconscious. Like, what are you really trying to say? What do you cut through what you think you should say and find out what you really have to say?
Can you hand me the painting that I made this week? All right. So we're just gonna
Yeah, you can put that on top.
introduce this on top,
Yeah.
just gently. So originally, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have an Egyptian pyramid here, so you can see the
Hmm.
triangular shape, and I wanted to have roses, and then I wanted to have on top of the pyramid a star. But when I let my Piscean flow state come online and I created this, I was like, wow, I'm seeing so many other worlds inside of this. I'm actually seeing a red cloaked woman with her pointy hood with her heart beating here, and this pyramid becomes her dress, and she's just got these bunches of roses under her arm, and she's kind of dancing. And so that, flow state is we can make choices. We can, when we're making a painting, we can not be hard and, oh, I only want to do it this one way. So
And
that's in response to what you just said.
and to add to what you just said, like so you just explained how these things actually develop. So sometimes you can't even see it until you start it. And you think you're going one direction. And if you stick to that direction, it might be the wrong direction because the first thoughts are usually not the deepest, right? So if you allow yourself to morph like that in the process, things appear, right? The
Hmm.
the path appears and things change. And I think that's like one of the beautiful things about kind of painting from that Piscean place, if you want to call it like that state of dream is allowing it to grow and develop, right? Because and not be static, because nothing is static. It's all ever changing and growing, and So I think that's you just described like why that's important to be in that state, so it can be what it's supposed to be, not what you thought it was going to be.
Hmm. Did you want to share another painting with
Sure.
me?
All right.
So today's word is fierce.
Mm.
It's also fierce. It's I would say today's theme is a lot of red and a lot of fire. So with that open-ended question, see where you can run with that.
Yeah. So fear. This is a light in the darkness. Outside of it is cold, right? Blues. It's cold outside of the dark around. Like inside, this is the light source, right? So your things are being drawn to it. The mushrooms being drawn to it. This has an occultish kind of feel. Like put this down here and so forth. So it's kind of creating that vibe of fire almost being magic in a way, right? It's that protection from the darkness around us, because primally, I mean, like there could be nothing more frightful than being in a dark in our primal states without light, right? And that's the same thing inside of us. Without that light inside of us, it's just like being in that dark forest. It could be scary. So my paintings sometimes have that theme, that find the light in the darkness, right? Because it's a sense of uh, pushing away the fears and knowing that like there's a light source that is both warm and inviting that you can be within.
So what came up when you were describing this whole sequence from the bottom, being dark and then the light emerging, it kind of reminded me of how I came up with the theme, fierce. So this week, I was thinking about what our therapy art session would be
Yeah,
about, and I was doing my yoga and I was staring into the eyes of this lion, and I literally just started crying because I realized, relating with artists in the world right now with all of things that are on fire and exploding in the world and needing peace, I realized that I needed to stand in my truth and have courage like a lion. And the eyes literally just started piercing me, even though it was a photograph.
yeah.
And I started melting down and crying. And
Okay.
so I just felt like when you described this painting, I felt so much courage coming from you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you gotta go.
All right.
Our session is
All
over
right.
today. Thank you so much, Gabe, for
Thank you.
being here.
Thank you. All right.